Man, it's July 1st, baby. It is July 1st. Hope everybody is having a great day. Cool. Oh, no, 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 no. Thank you, though. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Man, we're going to have a pretty good conversation this morning. Pretty good conversation. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? Good, good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good, good.
New stuff.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's from Long Island watch company out in New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Micro
long
brand, I
be?
guess you can call it.
How long be in the market?
Uh,
This
he-
one.
that one, a couple years. I think like at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep. But he has a bunch of. If you go to Long Island
Mm-hmm.
watches, they do all kind of stuff. So that's his own brand.
Okay.
But then he has other brands. So he got Squale,
Right.
Citizen. Gosh, man, Zodiac. He got a bunch of them in there.
Yeah.
I think he got probably maybe 12 brands he represents, something like that. Yeah. So.
That's the one is still like me.
Oh
That's
yeah.
crazy. But
um, what's up, House of X? I don't know what she just said. So this happens. I'm out in my spot, you know what I'm saying? And this guy, yes, right, man, this guy. That's right, bro. Every day, man, every day. There's a conversation to be had. Uh, so I will let you guys know that today's episode was inspired by some conversations I had last night with collectors. And before I went to bed, I watched TGV had a pretty good video that we've been talking about. Some of us been talking about lately. Um, and that is like, so he had a question: if you can only collect one brand, and y'all, we just got to talking about this last week. If you can only have one brand, one watch, you can only own. I think that was the question. If you can own one watch, what would it be? What would it be? And I did not approach. I answered the question in his chat or his chat box, whatever. But I didn't reach the my final decision easily because today I have, let's see, outside of the watch I have on, still got my ball on. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm rocking this ball, night train, uh, fireman night train. Um, I said 2 weeks ago that if I could only collect one watch, it would be the Glycine Airman. And I'm gonna tell you. So in if you go over there to TGV's the Urban Gentry, if you go to his channel and look at that video, yeah, I'll tell you. I'll put a Panerai, right? Because I love the Panerai. You know what I'm saying? And I had the opportunity to see a radio mirror, ceramic out here close to me. It's sold, of course, and I wasn't ready to purchase it, but um, beautiful watch. It's really nice, man. So I came to that decision just based on if it was only one watch, what could I wear every day? No question. What's up? Oh, what up, Felix? Leo's in the building. Oscar, I'm seeing the chat go by. Ripsaw, yo, Joe is in the building. So today we're going to be talking about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to ask you guys in the chat, and if you're watching this on replay, we're 3 minutes into it. So at the 3 minute and 55 second mark, my question is this: if you can only collect one watch, what would it be? Right? What would it be? And some people probably already like you guys. This isn't a new question, a new topic. This is something that people we've talked about. Um, that is an evil question to ask a watch enthusiast because it's like what one? If you can only own one watch, but and then I think the other question was if you were a watch, if you like who you are, your personality, your persona, what type of watch would you be? Um, and I'm not gonna tell you what they said. I much rather you go over there and check the channel out to see exactly what the answer was. Driving down the highway, can't really. Oh no, 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 hey, bro, now if you driving, hey, just listen, just listen, bro. I don't need you crashing and none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? And you become my whatnot buddy. You know what I'm saying? So I need my whatnot buddy in perfect condition when we out here bidding. You feel me? hmm So peep game. I know that I got a list of watches out here right now that I consider to be some of my favorite watches in my collection. And you'll see. And I'm going to start with the first one, it's Glycine Airman. It's no secret that I really like this watch. I gravitate to this watch, um, and I definitely like the timepiece. But if man, like I said, if I had to choose, it was between that and the Panerai, and I'm gonna choose the Panerai every time. But going a step further, seeing I don't have the Panerai, and if I had to, choose a watch that was in my collection, that I'll just wear every day without wearing anything else, it'll be this one for the 24-hour scale it has on it, and the fact that you can tell different time zones. And the other thing, easy to use, the comfort, the leather strap, and then I can also change this watch. I can put the Melanese bracelet on it, and if it ever malfunctions or breaks and stuff like that, it doesn't cost the arm and leg. That's the biggest thing, is that it don't cost a lot to maintain that watch. So if I broke down and said, hey, I'm just collecting one watch or just one brand. Have you done today's one? Yes, I did. I just posted this on Instagram. That ball. Um, the other thing too. So let me not only like if somebody asks me, I do recommend this watch to anybody. One, if you're military veteran or something like that, I recommend this watch. If you did just having a complication to have a 24-hour scale, because guess what? That hand is going to go around dial, the entire dial. And once it hits the 24, then the date change. And that's so cool having that, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to go through the 12-hour cycles. And that's one thing I like. Plus, on this one, I don't have the GMT hand on that one, but I can always set a secondary time zone to those hands, which I got to reset because I was messing around. I had this set to California time. Now, the only downside to this watch is the loom isn't that great. It's not a lot of loom applied, but when it is on, it's decent, if nothing else. Now, my question to you, Mr. Trap Vision 3D, Trap 3D, what do you see on the Panerai besides the name? I know it's a good watch, but tell me, what do you like about that watch? Okay. So one, I've tried it on. I like this, and I want the ceramic if I was gonna get it. And before I knew the name, man, my biggest love about it, because Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone wore it, and he was one of my heroes when I was a kid, man. I just love watching his movies, man. Before he had Rocky, before I watched Rocky, man, what was that movie? Over the Top. I love that movie. You know what I'm saying? And he had a pen around, right? And there was a book that they had him just like he was just posted up, and he wasn't looking directly at the camera. It was like the scene was set that he was like in a bar or something like that, and he was like really nice and casual. And he had that panorama on. I was like, yo, it was just his persona and who he was as an actor, man. He was just like the real version of He-Man, because I loved He-Man and Thundercats, but like he was my hero when I was a kid, and I loved that watch. I always like watches, but fast forward to right now, um, the name is cool. You know what I'm saying? The history of it, man. Seeing that there was a dive watch for military, anything that has to do with police, firefighters, military, I'm a sucker for it, man. So I go past the actual name, and I know how popular Panerai is. I go past the name, and something I didn't know, that the movements that Panerai use. Guess what? If you want to go, even though that watch is expensive, if you want to go maintain that watch, you're talking about under $1,000 to maintain it. I'm talking about, well, like $500-600, man, to have that watch. You know what I'm saying? Repaired and stuff like that. So I'm like, yo, you get a luxury watch, and it has his namesake. But yeah, I just love the watch, man. The looks. The look, it's the look for me, bro. Hit that thing. It's beautiful. I would definitely pick an automatic chronograph watch. I'm not sure which one, but that would be my choice. Okay, okay. Hey, I'm with that, man. Was it Riesling? What's going on? Dang, that's a lot. I'm texting for Hey man, he said he had a lot in a light, bro. He had a light. um, yep, he told you. He said I'm using voice to text. So that. But going back to this one, going back to this one. Let me ask you guys this: do you guys believe? I mean, for you guys that are like viewers, right? Like you look at a different watch reviewer or YouTube or stuff like that. Do you believe in this gatekeeper thing? I heard that term yesterday. A female watch reviewer called it, said she referred to herself as a gatekeeper, or saying she's not trying to sound like a gatekeeper. But I think that once you get a certain status, um, and you say what watch is important. Now, keep in mind, you have to make sense. You have to be trusted. So I do trust the words of somebody. I don't always agree with their final decision, but I'm like, okay, they have proven. There's some people that I look at, Jeannie. Um, there's two female watch reviewers that I look at. Actually, three. It's three. One is like she's up and coming. I think she lives in Switzerland too. She's on Watch Crunch. I heard that there are other. I don't come across a lot of female watch reviewers. YouTube doesn't recommend it, so I have to go out and look for like search because I want to get a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Actually, from a lady's perspective, anyway, about watches, man. And it's always impressive to hear the knowledge that they have and the passion. That's the one thing. That's one of the reasons why I like Panorama. I got Panorama on the brain. TGV. That's why I like his channel so much because the passion behind it. Now, there's pros and cons with him because if you get a comment section, or 'cause I've even had some people like, "Hey, why is this? Why is that?" I'm not even gonna go into details of that, but I think that some people like that, like with TGB, if he says something about a watch, you just listen to the knowledge that he's spitting. Oh, bro, he ain't just some fly by night type of collector. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Hey, what's up, Rob? Hey, you know what? There's this saying, and I'm not even gonna say it because it came from one of those stupid TV shows, man. Them housewife shows. I'm not even gonna repeat it. What's up, Robert Wood? Okay, so you guys, for the most part, have seen a number of watches that. Sorry, bug flew me or something. Um, for the most part, I have some watches out here that I did pick up because of YouTube that I've seen before. Since we're talking about TGV, I'm going to actually jump right into this one right here. Very, very, very nice piece. One of my favorite divers of all times. And this is one too that I could say that if I can only collect one watch, I mean, I would put this if I had a top 10. This would be in my top 10 of all time. One, the loom is amazing. Now this one has something different on it, man. Like the screws for that, like it's like okay, they're showing me there's so many different components to this watch, and it just because of the water resistancy on this thing. This is an official dive watch. Of course, this is going with me on my cruise, and I have some other straps and some bracelets for this. I do need to. I'm going to order that bracelet from Long Island because there's a mesh bracelet that goes directly. I'm gonna just take this off and put that one on. Um, and then I know there's some YouTubers that don't like a dive watch on leather, and that's fine too. I'm not here to question that. But the number one thing about this watch, man, it's a beautiful timepiece. The history of this, the story behind the Squale brand is amazing. I love that. I love the fact that a family owns what I'm saying, this brand and what the dad represented as being a diver and teaching. And listening to the story, you guys have to look at the story. Just look up the history of Squale. And man, this dope. This dope. So this goes down, hands down, one of my favorite watches. Plus, I love that the way that crown is. So for the price, yup, I'm down with it. And I'm gonna show you guys something on the back. I don't know if you can see that. 50 atmospheres. So if that's not official dive watch, I don't know what to tell you. Skylar has awesome passion, love his video. Oh yeah, yeah. What's up, Trav? And everyone in chat just checking out Timu rings. Hey, I got some stuff from Timu. Let's see. Hey, if everybody that can in the chat, let me know what are you rocking because I haven't jumped on social media or Instagram or Facebook yet, so I don't know what y'all rocking. What you guys got on the wrist today? What's on the wrist? So moving on. I got to tell you another one of my gems is that Longines Hydro Conquest, and you know what I love about this watch, man. The dial itself, man, it's very exciting, man. It's like to me the dial just goes it's out there. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Longines name is just so old and the historical value is up there for me, right? And I know some people don't buy watches because of history and stuff, but like they've been in the game for so long. And I mentioned this the other day. The only downside to this watch, the one thing or the two things I didn't like was the crown system and the actual bracelet. I would prefer to have, even with having that first uh, mode of safety. The second one is, and this is the crazy part. They got it to where it does take some effort, but the friction, and you see that how it scores on there. Now, of course, you don't see that once you clamp it down and pop it back in there. You don't see it. You can't see it. But Tudor has a very great system. They use ceramic balls that is right there where that hole would be. Their bracelet has like ceramic balls in there, so you clamp it down. It's in there. There's no scoring, no damage. I would have loved to seen a some type of deployment, push button deployment class. I hope Longines go to that. I haven't looked at the newest model, so I don't know if they did. But as far as this one, if they come out with a bracelet that has a Longines logo on it, push button deployment, I will upgrade this bracelet. I will upgrade to that bracelet. But overall, 72-hour power reserve, the colorway, and I like. If it wasn't this one, I was gonna get the green. So, in my opinion, humble opinion, this is a great watch. So you haven't rocked a watch in years. I have on an Aragon anti gravity date red. That is a beautiful. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. I love that one. I have the anti gravity skeletonized. I don't have a date red though, which I would like to get, man. But there's so many watches to man. I know if I was like rich, bro, dude, I'll probably have 1,000 watches, man. If I was rich, I'll probably have 1,000 watches, and that's I just love the overall, man. Like to think of what were they thinking. Now, see, this is the thing too. Being wealthy, you get an opportunity to get out and meet some of these people. That is the number one thing I love about going to these micro brand events because you get to ask the question. They are right there in your face. You don't have to guess at it. You don't have to, it's just there, bro. So I love that. Still waiting on my mystery watch. Okay, trap hat, ceramic balls, haha. No corrosion and nothing. They just wipe off and they good. I ain't messing with you, Joe. I am not messing with you today, man. Same here, Trav. If I was loaded, I'd be at the store for oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. And you know the thing too, and I want to say this, whatever status, wherever you are, man, because I think about all of the watch collectors or the watch content creators when they started their channel, I don't know half of their stories as to what really motivated them to do it. But like just to think like what did they feel when they first started those first 100 episodes? What did they feel collecting these watches, man? And now, yeah, I'm good. And having having now surpassed a level that they couldn't even fathom at first. And people are coming to them like, bro, they had to be just like to me, they had to be on cloud nine. Cause I like for me, bro, um, even though it gets challenging at times and it's so hard to collect, man, because there's so much to look at. There's so much information to know. I found out something yesterday about Sin watches. I had no idea that Sin and Breitling had a relationship because Sin has an official Navi timer, right? Looks just the same. And Sin paid for the right to use that, right? And I didn't know Sin was that old, right? So I was like, man, you learn something on a regular basis, man, and that made me want to Sin watch. You know, because I've been hearing the name, and I don't just jump at every name out here because they say, you know, like, hey, I'm into what I'm into at the point, which I'm about to show this next watch that flew completely under the radar. Um, but yeah, man, I had no idea, and I'm learning about brands and the history and controversial stuff, and you know, what is the right now? What was I talking to? No, this was last week. We were talking about Omega Speedmaster, and the fact that they don't have enough for people. There's people like it's a waiting list, and it's not like a Rolex thing. It's like they're just not available. They can't like the next group of watches don't come out according to the AD until August. So that movie is about to drop in July to Fly Me to the Moon, and then which is crazy because it's a story about how they faked the moon landing. So this is interesting, and I'm not gonna go to the movies to see it. I'm gonna just I'll watch it when it is available. But I don't know, man. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to know. The mystery box does ship until July. That's July 4th. So okay. Uh-oh. Now I hadn't been paying attention to this watch at all. I'm gonna show you something. You see this? Citizen, wrong date and everything, but look how the hand is moving. You see that? It's like sporadic. Um, I learned something. Hold up, pull it out, and I got this from the. Of course, I will be honest and tell you the truth. When I got this, this was a gift. We'll talk about the watch here in a second. This was a gift for my birthday during COVID. Yo, what's up, DK? Hey, DK, there's been some people looking for you, bro. There's some people that's like hit me up yesterday, like, yo, man, where's DK at, man? Where's DK? I said, man, that dude out in Norway, man, looking at the Northern Lights and enjoying himself and doing some mafia type stuff. Yeah. All right, so you guys saw, so Joe, like 43 millimeters or less. Uh-oh, somebody is not happy. All right, I'm just setting the date on this watch. So this watch wasn't getting enough light, hadn't gotten enough light. So now I'm setting it. So I'm gonna let it sit out in the sun for a little bit, and then we're gonna go from there. But I was I was taught that when your citizen watch goes out like that, or it starts doing that little doo doo doo, there's certain ways it does. So if it does the gap, oh hold up. If it goes tick 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 tick, it was like pull out the crown. You may have to set the date because the date's off because the power hat was low. So once I'm gonna get some light on this thing today, man. What time it be? It's 11:30, 11:33. There we go. All right, there we go. So this right here didn't really have an official name or anything like that, but this was a gift to me during COVID. I got this in 2020, July of 2020, which I thought was pretty dope. And you got the official citizen globe on the back. Excuse me. But this has that Gerald Jensen design, man. As you can see, and it's almost like it's an integrated bracelet, but it's not. It's just the look. Now this watch was like 299 when it first came out. Then the price dropped to like 149. And I had this watch for like 2 years before I found out that it had sapphire crystal. I thought it was mineral crystal, but it's actually sapphire. Has decent lume on it. Decent lume on it. Not the greatest. But this is a watch, man, that just flew under the radar, man. That that's still available. Like, cause they Jake has this watch, a watch that you can get for under $200, man. And daily wear, it's not popular whatsoever, man. But in my opinion, man, that design is great. That is a great watch. That would be a great gift for anybody. Anybody, man. And this is a watch that I wore every day, man. For like, I mean, of course, I was still collecting my Invicta pieces. I was still at that time I was buying Invicta pieces heavy. But that one, when I put it on the wrist, I said, "Oh yeah, that was it. That was it for me." DK, we missed you. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He was live, man. He asked about you too. He's like, "Yo, where's DK at?" Hey, remember? You see, Citizen under 200 with Sapphire. Yep. Hey, yeah, bro, that's a nice watch, man. I recommend that to anybody. It's a really nice watch. It's comfortable, man. It's comfortable. And look, it's real. It's flat, and of course, it's Eco Drive. So you put it on and forget about it. And here's the myth: Eco Drive battery. It does not have like some people refer to it saying, "Hey, that's like a 5-year battery, and then you have to replace it." That's false. That's false. As long as you keep a charge to this watch, you got some watches that they have one that's called the 365, which has a sapphire crystal. Beautiful watch, man. The dial on it is amazing. You charge that watch with the right charge, you can keep it in your watch box for most of the year before you have to recharge it. And even if it's depleted, once you put it back up under light, stuff like that, and then get a full charge, you're good to go. And the battery is not going to go out unless you keep it depleted. Then you're gonna have some problems. But there was never an official expiration date put out by Citizen, and this is coming directly from a Citizen rep. Because I asked him, I said, "Hey, is that true that the shelf life on one of those Eco Drives is like 5 to 6 years?" He said, "No, no, it's not." And I would imagine a rep that's been working for Citizen as long as he has um, will give me some false information. So for me, unless it's a Rolex or something like that, I still won't go under 48 millimeters. And that's hey, that's your preference, man. I hate that I missed. I was on a red eye from France. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Thanks. Um, yeah, and that's the thing too. And this is to Felix. When we like me just going through a couple of these watches, man. Like for example, the next watch I was gonna show was I'm telling you, man. Swear by this watch. This watch is cold. And when I first started this live, there's two watches. I'm gonna go to the next watch. The watches that caught his attention was this one right here and this Long Island piece right here. There's no Rolex, but doggone it, man, it's good enough. In my opinion, it's more interesting. And I didn't say historical value is greater, but for somebody like me that likes color, that likes like something different, that watch, in my opinion, is phenomenal. Now I know that uh what was that? What was this? Jody from Just One More Watch has a watch similar to this that just came out. and he has way more colorway. What was it, like 12 different colors? I think for the price, that is a phenomenal watch because it reminds. I mean, it's the same type of case on here. The finishing is a little different. Jody went through whoever he went through, whatever company he went through, as far as the finishing is great. But this one is stacked too, and I haven't touched Jody's watch yet. But like this right here, man, you see that, man? That's this watch is cold. This got a Miyota 9015 in it. You see that linen dial? Oh yeah. This is great for people that like to just like, you know what I'm saying, how they flashy stuff, their J's, your what shoes is that? The foam posits? I got a pair of foam posits that match this perfectly. Yeah, yeah. And you can throw this on with a suit, man. But people are throwing suits on with a smartwatches, so that's just me, Trap. Okay. I have a Citizen Titanium Eco Drive, vintage, still going, about 20 years. Yeah, so my mother has one of the first Eco Drives, man, from seven. So I think they started in '76. She has when she bought one, when she got her degree in nursing back in '77. She bought that. I guess that was a gift to herself, and that watch still works to this day. To this day, still works. Yep, still works. Yeah, man, this thing is dope, though. What does that say? Autoplate. Auto. Automatic. I'm tripping. It looked like autoplate. But yeah, this right here, man, and this color is not available on Mark's website anymore because when it came out, it was at a higher price. I saw it drop to 215. Plus, I had those crowns. And if you don't know what crowns are, it's basically if you buy anything from Mark, you sign up for newsletters, and if you sign up for that text message, like your first purchase, and I'm gonna just say you this: your first purchase, man, you can get a significant amount of money off because Mark normally gives you, if you're looking at a watch, he normally gives you like 5% off. If you're looking at it, you don't buy day one, which 5% off is 5% off. But like when you sign up for your first time and you get that 20% off, oh yeah, it's over with. It's over with, bro. So I will tell you this: if you got the scratch and there's a watch in there and that thing, like let's say for instance, Formex, because I think Formex is that's another watch that I want to get. Formex, I think the least expensive one he has is I want to say around $1,100, and that's on a strap, but it's getting you into Formex. Everything else is 1,500. His chronometer certified pieces are 1,700. Then you think about when you sign up for those text messages and stuff like that, and you get your first purchase 20% off of that. I mean, we spend that anyway. You may not spend it at one time, but like over a few watch purchases, you can spend that. If you are $200 to $500 watch spender, yeah. What's the brand of that watch? Looks cool. That's Islander. It's Long Island watch. Let me see if we focus, man. There we go. That's Islander, Long Island. Mark from Long Island. He'll be in Chicago in 2 weeks on the 12th. I'll probably wear that watch. More than likely. All right. Mr. Sailcloth is in the building. Prince Daniels, what's going on, man? What's good, man? What's good? Oh man. So let's see. Yeah, it's a nice watch, man. It wears well too, man. He didn't cheap out on the clasp at all. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Hold on. Let me get that back in the shot. I had something hanging from it. That was some plastic I had left on it. Hold up. Man, that's crazy. You know, sometimes you get a watch, you get excited, you think you got all the plastic off, or like it was still hiding some plastic back there. Okay. He said, "What up, bro?" Hey, man. So again, if you're just coming in, we're having conversations, and Dave D, since like Dave, we talked about this before, bro. About if you were to collect, if it was one watch that you can own. I don't know if you've seen the Urban Gentry's latest video he dropped yesterday. But if you could own one watch, what would it be? You know, and I don't expect you to answer that just like that because there's so many different brands and of different ones. So what I did was on TGVs, I answered in two ways. I answered it in a way that watch that I don't own, which I said was the Panerai radio mirror. This and that radio mirror is an 8-day power reserve, which is stupid. 'Cause I know Skyler, we was talking about Skyler said he prefer if he can have his watch do 10-hour power reserve, he much rather not have a longer power reserve. I, however, love a power reserve, man, and to own a Panerai and that thing got an 8-day that radio mirror. Now I said y'all know, and I quote. I would take either the Luminor or the radio mirror. I'm telling you like this. When it's time for me to get it, I'm going straight radio mirror. And if I can get that ceramic boy, that's the one I'm gonna get. 8-day power reserve, and I'm calling it a day. I'm Gucci. And of course, with a Panerai, just like any other watch, you could just change, or unless it's an integrated bracelet, it's easy to get aftermarket straps and stuff like that just jazz the thing up, man. I'll probably like once they get that Panerai, bro. I'm probably gonna have at least 10 straps to go with that, man. Some leather boys, some sailcloth, mesh bracelets. You know what I'm saying? Possibly some H links, man, or engineer bracelet, bro. I'm just going like I'm going. I pop, man. That thing's gonna have so many different looks, bro. So many different looks. Hold on, let me see. Give me 2 week power reserve. 2 weeks. Jeez. Yeah, dog, man. You talking about? I mean, cause I dig this one. It's 72-hour power reserve, bro. And then of course I got some other Hamiltons that have the 80-hour. You know what I'm saying? And no, is there? Do I got a Hamilton 80? Yeah. But then here go. I'm gonna tell you another one, man. Um, and I don't have to be a pilot and you don't have to be a pilot to appreciate this watch. This watch is dope, hands down, bro. This watch is dope. And I know I've shown this thing that every time I came on, but you have to understand that there's just certain watches that when they hit the eyeball, and then your imagination and your satisfactory circuit just takes in like, yo, very pleasing to the eye, right? It feels good on the wrist for it to be such a big watch because it is a big boy. It's thick. Look at that double barrel H, man. That thing ready for action, bro. I might just become a pilot next week, man. Why not? Let's just do it. Let's do it. Question: what's the difference between a Timex watch and a regular watch? Depending on what type of watch you're talking about, bro. Like you have quartz and you have automatic. Timex is a very old company, brother. With any watch, with that, because that's sort of to answer your question the best way. That's one of them things where it comes down to brand name, brand recognition. And if you're talking like a regular watch, I mean, Timex will be considered a regular watch, a very historical watch to be exact. But they are very good on their quartz. However, they just launched a watch. I don't know the name of it, but it has a automatic movement in a really nice watch. I think it's a Miyota movement that's in it. GMT, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, if you're looking at a Timex, bro, or are you talking digital? Are we talking digital? Because like I own a number of Timex that were digital, and if that's the case, then like so, let me give you an example. This one is a quartz watch right here. This is a quartz watch, which means it's battery operated, right? So The battery hits the quartz in there, which tells the time, which you know what I'm saying, moves the hands around. This one right here is an automatic watch. Right, there's way more components in there, so you'll see that by that rotor back there. That's what powers it. So what as is on this wrist. So just to you can actually put this on, put it at the date and time that you want, shake it up, and it'll be power. Or you can give it, you know what I'm saying, 20 winds and then just keep it moving. But yeah, automatic battery operated, if that's what you're asking. You couldn't fly a paper airplane. Hey, Jay Jones. Hey, don't play with me, bro. I used to make some of the dopest paper airplanes. That one right there, sir. I take offense. You lucky I can't put. Man, hold up, man. Put you in timeout. I'm not gonna do you like that. I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do you like that. Yeah, this place jumping today, man. The temperature is great right now. Digital. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Like the digital watches though, um, are very. I mean, utilitarian, bro. Like that Timex would be able to tell world times and stuff like that. So if you go in different time zones, you can do that. You got alarms on there. There's all type of features, man. Yeah, those watches are dope, man. Because I know that most channels, if you go on YouTube, most channels when they do talk digital, they talk about the God tier version, which is Casio. But you can't sleep on. And then I'm gonna tell you another watch that don't get any love really, as far as digital, is Armatron. Can't sleep on Armatron, bro. Come on, man. Armatron is that watch, bro. Armatron is that thing is legit. You feel me? So yeah, that thing can hold up. I've used it. I deployed with one. So anyway, at that point, I hope that answer your question, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you looking to get you one? Because I tell you what, I mean, you can't go wrong. The Timex is gonna be very inexpensive too. When getting you when you just getting a watch. That you can get a Casio or Armatron, like I said, man, and it's gonna come down to like the looks. So I'll just tell you to do your research. You can even go to you can go to Walmart and pick up a Timex. They got so many different ones, man. You know, but you have to find out your style because I can say, oh, you should get this, you should get that one. But like you really look at the style, man. I would recommend that you go in and look at it, check it out, and press buttons. Plenty buttons. You got light features on it. Yeah. Timex lights, in my opinion, has been better than Casio's. But then Armatron lights has been way better than all of them because they had different lights, you know, some different colored lights in there. But if you're into Invicta, I am dance. You are a dance machine. If you're into Invicta, Invicta just released their version of digital watches, and on their Mudmaster style watch, that sucker you could change colors like the green, red, the white, and all this other stuff, man. So you could have a digital and analog like Casio. Yep, you could. You could have both, best of both worlds. Ah, shoot, Invicta did that at one point. Invicta did it at one point with their Pro Diver. I actually have two of those. They did it for a couple of their bigger watches. Okay, so your boy about to rotate. What time is it? I gotta get back to the house. I'm pretty sure grandbaby's woke. So I'm gonna kick it with her before because she's not gonna be at the house all day. Kick it with her for a little bit. Cassie already came out with their smartwatch. King of watch buying, yeah. Yeah. So with all that being said, y'all, I wanted to like I was inspired to do this episode for a number of reasons. It's live for a number of reasons. And I will tell you anybody that is curious because I get questions. You guys are leaving certain comments, and I do like what you guys, some of you new people that's coming on. I appreciate the information that you're leaving on there because I don't have all of the info. I don't have all the information, man. And you guys, man, be setting me up. You guys be setting me up for success, man. Some of you guys that come in there and you have more experience with certain brands that I don't have because um, I've been collecting micro brands now for like a little over 2 years. And I would dare say February of next year to be 3 years I've been collecting micro brands, right? And I don't consider Aragon a micro brand. He's an independent. Sorry, Wing. If you watch this, you're not a micro brand, sir. You're definitely independent. You got too many. You got too much threat in your arsenal, bro. Too many threats. Um, the one watch I didn't show that I thought was that I think is completely important to the watch game is this right here, Captain Willard. This isn't the Seiko version though, and I want to talk to before I go. I want to talk to that whole homage thing, and this is a conversation or a topic that will never go away. I believe as long as there are watch enthusiasts out there, and as long as they're elitists, some gatekeepers. Um, there are some people that will jump on, and right now because the San Martin train is where it is, you can't get a San Martin less than what it is now. I believe that Ali Express sale is done and over with, but yeah, I will blame anybody, including myself, that has blown up the spot when it came to San Martin because the prices elevated, shot straight through the roof. But this is the San Martin version of the Captain Willard. And Seiko put it out, and I don't regret not having the actual Captain Willard, the official, the original, because there was a question when I first got this. They said, "Well, the difference of price point. Why didn't you why didn't you get the Seiko version of this watch?" You know what I'm saying? Like the price is similar. I'm like, because this is what I got. And I like the homage version, and I still save money on it because the actual Captain Willard was like I could have got it for like $400. I got this for like 150 or something like that. So there's a difference in price, but the quality on it is amazing. The loom on it is amazing. It's comfortable. It's been a solid watch. Uh, Man, tight. I always said that, man. If you look back at my old videos, man, that thing tight, boy. You gotta put some effort into this. Oh, you got three of them. And see, hold on. Oh, get out of here, Jay Jones. G Shocks. Ever tried? Hold on, let me get it. Hold on. Let me go back up because I missed something. Okay, I see the J Jones said, "Trap, whatever you say to me doesn't hurt me anymore. Get out of here." Go Diver Digital and Analog. Yup. Felix, so are you. Haha. So is Travis. G Shock. Ever tried them? Yeah, I got plenty of G Shocks. I've always had G Shocks. I've had in my whole. I mean, shoot, I get them and I give them out. I probably own total 10 G Shocks. I'm thinking about getting a G Shock. I had. Yeah, G Shocks is legit, bro. Yeah, G Shocks. That's it. That's the ticket right there. That's the ticket right there, man. Shoot, go and man, just go on Casio's website, man. Check all them suckers out, man. Oh yeah, they got some fire over there. They got some straight fire. You know what? I'm gonna take this off in a little bit. I'm gonna throw on this Captain Willard San Martin because I like this watch, man. You got it, man. I hope you guys are enjoying. I hope you guys are getting value out of the watches that you guys invested in. I really do because it is so easy for us to go out and buy other watches like Laurier, right? Micro brand. If you've never heard of it, pretty solid, amazing. Matter of fact, it's not just solid. It is amazing. It is amazing if you can get it because they sell out fast. These watches sell out like really quick, man. So, but then this is not going to be everybody's fancy because it is a small. It's like a 39 millimeter timepiece. It's not going to work with everybody. You know, people like well, Felix said he's not going on the 47 millimeter, 48. He said we need another hour. Let's see. I'm thinking about getting a G Shock. Okay, all right. I do. I have Alpina. I have Alpina. Oh, bro. Yes, yes. And I'm gonna tell you what really got me about Alpina, man. Is the people that have worn Alpina and they like those field tested ones. They are in conditions like stupid cold conditions, going up in those mountains and stuff. And you got to consider the shock that they go through, the abuse, and those watches still keep accurate time and they still work well. That's telling me that that's well constructed. So um, that's what I'm glad you brought that point up. So to answer your question in a nutshell, yes, Alpina, would I recommend it? Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely recommend that. Now let's talk price. There have been a lot of times when we're talking about these watches, you're like, man, I don't think that's worth it. Some people say other watches are worth it. And I'm not here to debate and argue what as far as cost because you're going to pay for what you like and what you want. You know, for example, there's people that say, hey, you know what? I have to have a Rolex for whatever reason. And no, and a lot of times those reasons don't line up with you. But then I will say this to you: what difference do it make? Because it's not your money, it's not your watch, it's not your desire. So for you to criticize somebody else for buying something that they want, that happens too much, man. So there's ways that despite your level, wherever you are as a watch collector, there's people that act as gatekeepers everywhere. I'm like, bro, get out of here, get out of here, like real talk. But with Alpina, because you'll find Alpina at decent prices, and what I mean by decent prices, in comparison to any Swiss-made watch right now, um, I'll say the going price for any Swiss-made watch, man, you're looking around bare minimum $800 up to 2,500. Right there, of course, there's somewhat like I know that $2,000 mark puts you in a different category, but like that's like an average. Or I'm gonna say a range. So Alpina you can get for like 1,000, 1,500, just depending on what you get. Of course, there's more. There's some that's more than that, but if you can find an Alpina that you like at a decent price, I would say go for it. I would say go for it. Alpina, nah, Alpina is like 40. What is my Alpina? 42, 43 millimeter. I don't know what the biggest Alpina. I will have to research it. I don't know what the largest Alpina is in diameter, but I wouldn't imagine they would go too big, like a what do you call that? Darn it, it's the watch I'm thinking of. Dang, what am I thinking of? Breitling. Breitling is pretty sizable. Shoot, the Panerais are sizable, like 44, 45 millimeter. Those some big boys too. Don't even sleep on it. Those some big boys. Real talk. I'm just putting my watches up. Do I have a favorite watch? Woo! Gosh, jeez, bro, that is such a question, sir. That is so hard. Man, let me tell you this: asking a watch collector or an enthusiast what their favorite watch is so hard, bro. But I think it will come down to what I'm going. So I can tell you one of my favorites. I actually got it with me because this watch it stays with me no matter where I go. No matter where I go, it stays with me. That right there. That's one of my favorite watches of all time. Of all time, it's one of my favorite watches. And I will say, like, and I've had some watches in my collection for a long time, very long time. Um, but there's some that just kind of just jump in front of that. So this is another one of my favorite watches, and then this one right here, and then there is a I have an Invicta of 1953 that I absolutely dig. So um, yeah, if I had to pick, like, so going back to this, like, if I can own one watch, man, I don't know, like, that's in my collection right now. If I was just to walk away from every other watch that I got in my collection, ooh, that would hurt, boy. God, dog. But I think it would. I don't know. It'll be a fight between those three I just showed you. It'll be a fight between those three on which one will stay, and I can't tell you who will win that battle. Honestly, can't. That's probably the hardest question. Man, Jay Jones, come on, bro. Anybody in the chat right now, y'all know that. Like, if somebody asks you what's your favorite watch, and I'm gonna tell you what the Invicta collectors normally say. It's something I learned 6, 7 years ago. Hey, what's your favorite watch? The one I got on my wrist right now, and that changed the next day when you put on a different watch. So, so if I was going to say what's my favorite watch, it'd be this ball right now. But nah, even though I like this watch, um, it's not as practical as this one right here, man. Like, I can wear either one of those watches I just showed you without touching anything else in my collection. And then the problem I'm gonna have though, honestly, is I'm gonna look at, so, and I did this. This was last week. I was trying to figure out one day, like, okay, what do I want to put on? So I had my long jeans was out there, and then of course I'm gonna show you another one. And this is new. This is second to the newest watch that I have in my collection. That right there, that's, man, that thing is so cold, bro. Man, that thing is stupid, man. It just don't make no sense. It makes no sense, bro. And I do put on my I have a, god dog, that boy scratched the whole, this dude just ran to the whole curb. Um my Godzilla, my Ecozilla, I absolutely dig that watch, man. That watch is so, it's just, man, the Kraken, never heard that one. Yeah, so the Kraken is an Invicta. That thing is massive, bro. The design of it, I don't have it in there, but just imagine. I mean, like, I can't even compare that to any traditional watch that you know of. The crystal on it has such a distortion. So when you're looking down in it, it's crazy. But I've actually went swimming with that watch, which makes it like everything is exploded. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking down at the dial, everything is just like boom. Whoever created the Kraken through Invicta, I think they did an amazing job, because down from the bracelet all the way up to the actual case and everything, the crown system, the case, and the bezel. So the bezel has this wavy pattern. It is a watch unlike, that was another one that I forgot to say, as far as Invicta's design. I think it was, they killed it. They killed it. It took, so it's so creative. And then the actual, so right here where the actual band meets the case, underneath that is like this rubber, right? So one, two purposes. It makes it a lot more comfortable to be on the wrist, for it to be a big watch. It balances it out. Second, it looks like flesh, because it's, the Kraken is basically, well, you know what the Kraken is. But then Glycine just released the Kraken too, little 39 millimeter dive watch. I do have a Kraken. Yeah, I got a Kraken. Yeah, heck yeah, I got a Kraken. Shoot, in my collection, I think I got some of the most important watches that Invictus ever put out in their collection. But then there's some that, like, So there's a watch that came out. Godfather has one. The Times Square. I think that's what it's called. But it is an Invicta version of the Reverso. Beautiful watch. Really, really, really nice watch. That is an important watch to Invicta. Then there is, I don't even know what it's called, but the case back on this watch, and I think this was created in either the late 70s or early 80s. But it is a watch, and it looks like modern times it will be, I guess, considered a specialty, right? It's not. It's not designed like a like the pro diver. It would like so okay. So consider this to be like the traditional style watch, right? Sort of like a dress sport, right? So it has this type of design cue to it, and it is 45, I think it's 45, 46 millimeters, and the entire case back is made out of 18 karat gold. And this watch, and this I believe is pure mechanical. And if you find one that's in great condition, you're gonna spend about 5 grand for that watch, hands down, hands down. You're talking about the history of Invicta. That watch right there is a very significant piece. Um, but the most like the most important watches, in my opinion, or this I'm gonna just say historically, with Invicta that I know of, the Loop was one. The Pro Diver Scuba is another one. Just because it just held the brand as far as the money that they made off of it. That watch, hands down, was like the most sold watch that Invictus ever had. Still to this day, because people like that's a flawless design to people. People that's not even inside the Invicta communities or in any Invicta group, they gravitate towards that Pro Diver Scuba, hands down. Of course, the Pro Diver, the regular Pro Diver, the Submariner Homage, that is one. The Sabakwa series is another significant watch within there. So I have a number of the most important watches to Invicta, and I think like the Gladiator is another one because the Gladiator represented change in the watch. When they came out with the Kraken was they hadn't made a new design for Invicta for 10 years. All their designs were the same. The Kraken was the one that started a whole like the newest design that they have, and then the very next one was the Gladiator, which I have. So hold on, man. Invicta, what kind of watch is Victor? I do not have any Invicta with me. So Invicta was a company that started in 1837. It is one of the first watch brands to make their watches affordable for anybody. It is, in other words, like Henry Ford, how he did the Model T, made it affordable for everybody to be able to drive that car. That's what Invicta was doing for Swiss watches because you got to think in the 1800s, shoot, even uh, who is it? Man, I just got it, man. Longines, 1832. Longines started. If you had a Longines, but you had that bread. You had bread. Even Tissot. Tissot was another brand that very expensive for the 1800s because like this watch is actually a remake of the 1930s. But what Invicta is basically it was an inexpensive brand. But that actually died during the 80s because they went dormant during the quartz crisis. And once they resurfaced, they kind of kept the same idea. Let's make some watches that's inexpensive that everybody can get. But they were a lot bigger than any other watches, man. Because you got to think, Invicta actually came out with hip hop, so they kind of go hand in hand. Hip hop was so big and it was out there, it was flashy, and some of the rappers were taking some of the common watches and they were adding diamonds to it. They was adding something to it. Invicta came out during early 90s when hip hop was on the rise. I think the 90s was the best time for hip hop, in my opinion. Coming out of the 80s, I'm gonna say 89 to 90, the best time. But Invicta capitalized on that, and they started making these larger watches, bigger cases. They were still using the movements that people wanted to have. Swiss movements. That's important too, Prince. Is having the Swiss moniker on your watch meant that you got the best of the best. So, like the question you asked me earlier, like, okay, what's the difference between a regular watch and then a quartz? Quartz is what dang near killed the mechanical movement era. Because everybody, if you had a mechanical watch and you was the who's who, the digital, Seiko, Casio, um, not Casio, but Citizen. Oh yeah, they was killing the game because you can get those watches relatively cheap. Timex, you can get those watches cheap. Yeah, bro. Hey, so what's crazy? This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Prince, if you like, so you're not saturated in watches, man. You die if you get into this rabbit hole. If you go down the rabbit hole and start learning about the watches, you'll see that there's a difference in between a Japanese made movement, right? That's automatic. And automatic is basically just that. I'm gonna give you an example. So look at that second hand. You see how that thing is sweeping? That's automatic. It's gonna have this one has 28,800 beats per hour. And then do with my Citizen, Joe. Of course. Okay, there you go. And this one got that tick. I gotta get some light on that one because it's supposed to go tick tick tick. But so people make a difference in they would say the quality, brand recognition of anything. So just like the watch world is no different than shoes. The shoe community is no different than the car club, the car community is no different, bro. Because some people will say, "Hey, my Honda is the best. That's the best car on the street." Some will say Chevy, some will say Cadillac, others will say Ford, right, or Dodge. It's no different. So you'll hear, which actually there's a luxury report that comes out every year. Right now, as far as the market share is concerned, they're out of 50 different brands. Rolex is number one on the list. They have over 34% of the market share. I know it was over 30% of the market share. Everybody else falls in comparison, like Cartier, Longines. They get like 5 to 6% of the market share. But the most purchased watch in the world is Rolex. So you'll have people that will die on the hill saying that Rolex is the best watch that you can own, hands down. There's no question. But it's really up to you. We saw the tick. Okay, yeah. I'm surprised at how much knowledge you have, bro. I love watches, bro. But and that was like again, that was another reason why I went live today, man. There are, I'm gonna tell you this, man. There are some gatekeepers out there. There are some. Number two is Cartier. Cartier, and then so Cartier knocked out Omega. Omega has come second to Rolex for years, and Cartier. See the thing though, you got to keep in mind Cartier has more celebrities. Like when a celebrity get a hold of a watch and stuff like that, and keep in mind, yo, I know, and this is for all Invicta collectors. We're going to celebrate the fact that we own Invicta, and we're going to celebrate the familyhood that we have, right? But there's also people, so people still hang on to the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger owned an Invicta, and I believe it was a Russian diver, if I'm not mistaken. So people hold on to that, like, hey, there has been celebrities, but there's been way more celebrities having owning Invicta. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Invicta pieces in different shows and different movies and stuff like that. And oh no, TV shows, no movies. I never seen Invicta in a movie. I have seen him in TV shows. There was a police officer show that used to come on back in the day. And one of the actors, man, he was rocking this thing, man. There are some UFC fighters that own Invicta. One of them actually, he's from South America. He reached out to me on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, like I had to translate everything he was saying." But if you want, like, there are celebrities that can wear an Invicta, and if that becomes popular, guess what happens? The price that you love of that watch goes up. So there's a double-edged sword to one of the celebrities being what you like. That's why I say, man, please, when you searching for your watch, man, Don't get it just because of hype, man. Don't get it just because of hype. It has to talk to you. Got to resonate with you. Now, unless you know, if that's, I'm gonna just say from an enthusiast standpoint, you may just be a shopper. Be like, hey man, I don't care what it look like, as long as it look good and it's cheap. So I'll just like, go get you a quartz watch, man. Call it a day. A disposable timepiece, something that you're not gonna care if it break. When the watch battery. So yeah, that one is a low charge. That's a low charge on my that watch. When did I don't know Omega's exact start date. I know it was like mid 1800s. That one I haven't really dug into to their history like that. That's on the list. So Felix, what I normally do with watch companies, man, even with like with Ball, is I do research on the watches that I like the most, right? And I do like Omega. I just haven't really dug into their history like that because I go by level of importance. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much to know with these watches, and that's on the list of digging into their history, which I will eventually get into that. I see a few Casios in Walmart not too long ago. Yeah, Cas. Hey, so Walmart, Walmart used to sell Invicta online. They used to sell Invicta online. Yeah, I knew it was mid. I knew it was mid 1800s. I didn't know exact date. Thank you though. Almost every watch started in the 1800s, right? But Parlay started in 1777, I believe. So there's only a few that started in the 1700s, and that's one of the oldest companies. And dude, their watches are cool. They're cool at best. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a few models, like their chronograph that just came out. I think is dope, but like I wouldn't like that. All right, Jay Jones, I know you do. Omega, etc. Yeah, a lot. I mean, but shit, like the 1800s was like the hot spot for most watches. And gosh, what was it? Darn it, was it 1865? It was one of them. I can't remember. Yeah, it's not many that started in the 1700s. Shoot, bro, I got a Casio in my collection right now. I paid $15 for $15. $15. And that thing's still going strong, man. It's a legit watch, bro. Got everything I need on it. Stopwatch, got an alarm. It's cool. Fit comfortably. I work out in it. It's good. I got those watches that are set up like I have Casio, the Edifice. That's set up like your traditional watch, man. And I paid $38 for that one. Yeah, you can get Casios relatively cheap, man, and have like, and they're so dynamic. Or you can spend $150 on them, 110, 100. The G Shocks, in my opinion, are some of the best. So if you want best of both worlds, you want the analog with that digital, they got G Shocks that you can get for what $80, 60. Like they're all over the place, man. Casio, I mean, but then you can get Casios, man, ranging in the thousands. And these watches are legit. They can just do anything. They sync to your phone. They do all, man, bro. They legit, bro. Telling time zones in 36 cities around the world. Tudor started in 1900. So Tudor was started in like the mid 1900s after Rolex. Like so, they were a branch of Rolex that was affordable. You know what I'm saying? And that was the whole point behind that. Now I don't know Hublot. I have no idea when Hublot started. I don't know if they started 1800s. I don't, but I do know that the yeah Tudor's a newer brand. Yeah, newer brand. And yes, it's old. It's older than a lot of other brands. It's older than most micro brands. But yeah, in comparison, yeah, Tudor is the like I want to say what was Tudor's probably like the 50s, maybe 48, 1948, somewhere around there. Somebody can look that up for me. Um, but yeah, man, I was looking at the history of like Rolex, and then how that even came to be, and his whole idea behind Tudor when he did make it, like I said, was just to make an affordable version, a cheaper version, because everybody couldn't get into that watch, man. And it's crazy how like we talk about the marketing of Rolex and even Tudor is hands down nobody can compete with their marketing. Case in point, like look at that was it the Morgan Stanley report, and they show you that Rolex is king and why they're king. They got celebrities, the people use that as a status symbol. But just think about how that even got started. This man had to like lose both his parents and been shipped off into boarding school. And then one of his jobs with timing was he was winding pocket watches, man, all day. And he learned the mechanics. He learned how watches were put together, how they worked, and he created his own brand. In 1905, he comes out with Rolex, and the legend has it Rolex came from a genie whispering in his ear the name because he was trying to figure out the name because the original Rolex brand was his last name. So yeah, yeah, that part um, always surprises me, man. From tragedy comes one of the greatest stories. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is that I don't think that's talked about enough. Like, man, this dude lost both his parents. You know how tragic that got? And he was young too, like 13 years old. He was a preteen. Lost both his parents, bro. Man, we just talk about Rolex and what it is today, man. But I'm like, look how it got started, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he became one of the greatest names in watch history next to Gerald Genta, God, dog, that man lost both his parents. I'm not laughing he lost, man. I'm like, man, that's tragic, bro. Think did his mom die first? And then the dad died the year after that? And then your uncle sends you off to boarding school, sells the business because his parents own the business. And that I do not know what the type of business they own. But yo, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Okay, Luciano. He's Harry. You good, man. You good. What we on? We've been on for yeah, this is probably like the longest. I normally do like an hour and 10. But this is cool, man. Um, I know that and if people watch this on replays, cool. Because I think they'll watch the first, maybe what 10, 15 minutes to see what's going on. But there are lives that when people come through, and I see how many people in there right now, there's people that come through on a live that do these lives, bro, and this is their live the whole time. And I kid you not,
Hey, no, no.
they won't say a word, bro. They won't say a word, and yeah, you can keep scrolling, don't have to worry about it. Like, man, that's crazy. But then, like, I'm so nosy, bro. I go straight into their profile and see, like, okay, what is your channel about? And some of them have some great topics. Some of them talk about life events. But I was like, okay, why do you sit in like there's a few of them that showcase they're in the bed sleep. They just sleep. I'm like, and I literally sat and people will watch that, and I was like, it's amazing what we're entertained by. That one, I was like, yo, and yes, I sat through at least 2 minutes of one yesterday where the guy was just laid out, just sleep, and he had 300 and something people in the chat, and they were talking amongst each other, and I was like, yo, who was this guy? So I had to go and look, and he covers celebrity, uh, not news, but more like a blooper reel or like some type of nosy media when it like looking at behind the scenes and stuff. So like those get thousands of views because people want to know what celebrities are doing. That's this guy just he's pretty much like he's not capturing it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like taking it off other people and he's just slicing it together. And however you get your money, bro, that's how you get it. So man, I had to mess with. I try to keep them with water, man. I drink their coffee, one cup of coffee here, bro. Like that thing will wake you up like nobody's business, y'all. Wake you up like nobody's business. Now Luciano, I know Luciano said he'd be back. So I will say this too, in response to that tutor and Hublot thing, I do want to own a tutor at one point, and that is after handling a tutor myself personally. I like what they offer. Of course, it's going to be pre-owned because I don't want to buy a brand new tutor. I don't want to invest that kind of money in that watch because it's a watch that I like to have, but I don't have to own one. I want it just for the, because one, it's a tool dive watch. That's it. And I love the way it's set up. I love the way it feels, man. It's just like, it feels the way it's balanced on my wrist. Yeah, I tried it on. I said, I absolutely dig this watch. But of course, I can get that. There's other divers out there that I can get that can do the same thing. It's just a matter of searching through. So it's not a given. I don't have to have a tutor. I don't. I don't have to have like any of us. We don't have to have, but you know how they go. You know how they go. But I do like researching and going through some of these things, man. So what was it? Rado. That's another company too that I have to look into because I was talking to one of the Rado reps. You know what I'm saying? Mike B. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Oh yeah, you know what? You can give me some more water. Yeah, dilute some of that strong coffee, man. Y'all trying to kill me with that the caffeine in that coffee, man. This man, boy, I'm woke. I'm woke. Oh no, I'm good. I'm live talking to everybody. Thank you. Yeah, they take care of me over here, man. It's one of my spots. And kids running through. Um, yeah, but what I was gonna go back and say, I was talking to Mike V on Rado, and he was explaining to me that they were a movement company before they became, and it's just like Squale. Squale was making cases for different companies, man. So yeah, man, I think that's pretty dope, and I will have more information on that one. Thanks for the thumbs up, man. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up before you clear up out of here. I want YouTube to push me out because YouTube did not. The people that subscribe to the channel, I got some calls yesterday. YouTube didn't push out that I was live, and I'm like, what? Because I was kind of surprised. Like normally, I know how many people come in on live, and I was like, hmm. So maybe these people are kind of busy. But like, yeah, I got like, hey, bro, I didn't even know you was live. I didn't get no notification, so I don't know what's up with that. YouTube is always changing stuff, man. So anyway, let me see where we at. We're at minute 23. What, 1 minute, 1 hour and 23 minutes. And I'm going to end it here. And I will say this before I leave. Do some research on the watches that you're messing with at this point. When you're looking for a different watch, right? If you can go to local AD, go check it out first before you commit to it. It's hard to know. I've seen a few ball watches before, but this one had a sort of a digital picture, so it had nothing else. Nothing else. So I'm going to be doing a review on this watch this week, and it'll be more of a thank you. It'll be more of a introduction to it because there's so many different models out there for you to know about. And all I'm saying is this, man, watch where you spending your money because again, I'm taking a term from somebody else. I'm just a talking head on YouTube. Some of you guys had the opportunity to meet, and I had the opportunity to meet you. But then there's some people that you know, that I haven't met yet, and they give advice. They give all kind of stuff out on social media about what watches you should pick. That's not always the case because I've tried some of those watches that they recommended and found out that I didn't like them or the quality wasn't there, and that their word becomes questionable because you look, hey, the watch was given to them free or they had some type of promotional deal. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. Take that for what it's worth, man. You got to make decisions for yourself, man. Like, and the other part to that is, yeah, I'm going to. That's why I said, like, I really don't want to. I'm not a reviewer like that, so I'll just like showcase or overview, do an overview of a watch, and give you the full dimensions, and we can look in and out of the watch. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what I think of this. And the worst part of me, that like I don't want to be. I really reviews, and this is my personal opinion. Reviews are very tricky because I'm comparing this to a watch that you know what I'm saying, something else. Um and that we do that a lot. We do compare watches in between, but then like we don't factor in that what if that person only wants one watch, right? They may not, or they may miss out on that watch because you just told them, nah, this watch ain't work. 'Cause I saw an Aragon review where I was like, I'm not gonna get that watch, man, because it was like, yo, this watch is trash. It's this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? But I could have missed out. It could be good. But you know, because I respect the reviewer, or I think that reviewer is solid, I may have missed out on something because that person didn't like it. Just didn't hit. It didn't check the boxes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, whatever. I can ramble about that all day. Other than that, man, I'm up out of here, man. Um, I got to get my pay for my meal. I got these kids over here that I think they want to be on camera, but I'm like, I ain't putting no. You guys can hear, but no, I'm not putting no kids on camera. No, sure. YouTube not about to shut me down today, baby. So hopefully you guys have a great day. Collective confidence. Be cool. Be decent with what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel pressured. Love yourself. Love yourself first. Love yourself first. If nothing else, because it's hard to do that. It's a lot of stuff tearing you down, pulling you over. But just I'm gonna take the words out of my man John Gage's repertoire. Just be a decent human being. Do the best you can. It's not a perfect practice, man, but just be a decent human being, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, treat people the way you want to be treated. Unless you if you want to be treated like trash, don't do that. Don't do it. Do the opposite of what you want. Matter of fact, just avoid people. If you want to be treated like trash, just avoid people. That way you can make it a better day for somebody else, man. Because I don't know what's going on in your head. Other than that, man, I'm out of here, man. I appreciate y'all watching, man, and y'all be blessed.